Good morning, family, and welcome to today's Lessons for Life. Today is Sunday, March 22nd, 2009, and today we're reading in Deuteronomy chapter 21. Now, in this chapter, there's a lot of different things in there, but I'm really just going to focus on one thing. So, as always, I encourage you to read it through for yourself, see what you get from it, email us, and put it on the blog. But I'm going to attempt to really speak on just one portion of it, where it's talking about the firstborn son. And it's really going off, it's saying about, if there's a firstborn son that's born to a wife that is, it says, hated, and then you have another son that's born to another wife which is loved. And it goes off on how the firstborn is supposed to get a double portion of the inheritance, whichever one is first, whether it's the one that was hated or the one that was loved. That firstborn is supposed to get a double portion of the inheritance. And it goes on to say that because it's the beginning of his strength, or the father's strength. And I just really thought about that, and not so much, about the wife that's hated or the wife that's loved, but really just about that firstborn, and why the firstborn, the son we're talking about here, is supposed to get that double portion, because there's so much, as I was thinking about, there's really kind of so many different things that are running through my mind, but that firstborn son is so critical or important to even carrying on the legacy of the father, carrying on that name. And I was thinking that, a lot of people will look at our family and will be impressed by our family or say how much we're blessed. And even when we first had our 4 sons at that time, that they said, you're blessed because you have, so many sons. But the family, or the family that you produce as a father, or even as a mother, as a husband and wife, that's really what people see initially and determine your values or even the strength of your household. So a lot of people can just look at our family and can make a judgment about me, about my credentials, about how good of a husband or father I am, and even about mommy, how good of a mother she is, just by looking at the family. And I will continually say that, mommy has a great portion in, of course, raising the children, especially in the earlier stages. And, of course, I have to be the one that mans the house, the husband. But one of the first things I say when people ask me about, how do you do with, 7 children, now going on 8 children? And it all started from that first child that we had, that first son, Jason. And I give a lot of credit to him, just insofar as, we have to focus on raising him right first. Because what happens when you have children, that eldest child is the one that the others kind of pattern themselves after. Children will follow other children. And that eldest child was the one that we really had to instill the right values, the right teaching in. And then the other ones kind of just fell in place because they watched their eldest brother, and he actually helped to guide them and mold them just by watching him doing the right thing. So when it says that the firstborn is the beginning of the strength of your strength, and I'll put it personally for me, like I was saying before, a lot of people look at the family and see how strong you are. What is your character really strong? But I had to instill that into my eldest son, really the right values, and then that actually helped to even develop the rest of the children, and then even to establish the strength. So I understand that statement, just saying that he is the beginning of my strength. He's the one that even helped me to develop the rest of the family, and even to get the rest of the family, the rest of the children in line and in order. I was really thinking about it as I was reading that scripture, but there's even something else that Bishop had said not too long ago, probably a couple of weeks ago, that the son is almost like the third parent in the household. Because, he has so much responsibility as the eldest brother, as the eldest sibling. And, I'm really, focusing on the firstborn, because we're talking about the son here, because the son is kind of, like I said, that really sets the tone for even how the rest of the family is. So what you have to do, and the lesson I'm getting from this as I was reading this, is that firstborn son is very important to your family. And it's even funny, now that I'm thinking about it, even in my own family, as I was growing up the child, I was the firstborn son. I had 2 elder sisters, but I was the firstborn son, so I'm still the youngest of all 3 of us. But there's still a certain amount of responsibility, or a certain amount of things that even my elder sisters would look to me for as far as guidance. So I was the one that was the first one, even though I was third born in my particular situation. But that first one son is really important for you to place a lot of the teaching, or place a lot of the structures that you are instilling to get your family really in order. And it's kind of, there's a lot of stuff I could say about this, and hopefully I'm getting my point across with this, which is about the importance of that first one son, why he's worthy of getting that double inheritance, because he's helping you actually to establish your strength, establish your name. And then the other sons, of course, are all important as well, because they help to even prolong your name that much more. But that first one is helping to get all those other sons and even the other daughters and everyone else in the family even in line and in place, so that your family can be a strong family, so that your family can grow and prosper. But that first one son really has a lot of responsibility in the family, and there's a lot of things I was thinking about. There's more I can even speak, but I don't want to be too long in this morning. But that's what I was thinking about, and I might type some stuff in the blog just in regards to this. But like I said, read through this chapter for yourself as always. See what you get from it. Email us. We'll put it on the blog. But what I want you to get from it is just how important that first one son is, as far as even establishing your family. So this is not just for my sons I'm talking to, but of course my daughters as well too. So now when you have your own children, just remember about how important that firstborn son is, and that will help your family even to be strong. As I said, the beginning of the strength, beginning of that man's strength, beginning of that family's strength is in that firstborn son. So hopefully you got everything I was attempting to get across today. Like I said, I'll put some more into the blog. But with that, create yourself a wonderfully blessed day today, and we'll talk again tomorrow.